she have talked to me, and me have talked to she. But the day is coming that we must be.
All right, welcome, brother. How you doing, my man?
I'm great, man. I can't complain. It's always fun to be on the show.
Is it your birthday today?
It is 100% my birthday today. There's little confusion on Instagram because I did post that my birthday party was Saturday, so everyone's like, "Happy birthday" or "Happy belated birthday." But today, August 2nd, is my 25th birthday. I'm 25 years young and just recovering, and I'm very, very happy to get back at it and very excited to just get back in the cage and put on a show.
Well, happy birthday, my man. Do you have any plans for later on this evening?
So far, I'm actually down in St. Louis hanging, and spending some time with my fiance. We're actually going to go get some steak later because that's something I'm just really, really craving. But, I mean, today's just another day for me. We're just hanging out. We worked out. Something was really nice. She made me breakfast in bed, so that was super, super sweet. She almost dropped a cake on me, which is awesome. People can check that out on my social media. But overall, man, it's just another day for me, but just getting some steak and spending some time with my fiance and just everyone else on social media.
That's awesome. Splurge a little bit with some cake. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Today's 100% non-nutrition approved, but I feel like my last couple of months have been non-nutrition approved. I'm just using today as another excuse.
Well deserved. You've earned it, my man. So congratulations on your last fight, man. You're now the champ. How does that feel to hear that?
Dude, it's awesome. Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting something like this maybe when I turned professional, 0-0, just signed to a big-time promotion. I thought it was going to be a lot tougher, and I'm not belittling any of the competition. I just ended up catching up with the competition very well and performing very well against them. Say I'm a champ is great, but the thing is I haven't gotten that type of respect I've gotten respect from social media and people all over the world, but I haven't gotten that respect from Nick Maynard, Sean Shelby, or Dana White in the UFC. So I'm just kind of like, does it not mean anything to have two belts, mainly at 5-0, beating Conor McGregor's record by nearly 3 times as fast? So I'm just like, I don't know what to do now.
Right. So is there a reason why you don't want to take the Contender Series fight?
Again, I have no disrespect for the Contender Series. I think it's a phenomenal show to get people recognized, mainly even win or lose, or even, just put on a great performance and not get called up. I think it's a fantastic show for everyone. The only problem is I believe a person on my resume does not need a show like that. I feel like it's more for veterans that are trying to get back into the UFC, if not prospects that maybe lost a title fight in a smaller promotion like Titan FC or LFA or so on, and are trying to get that boost straight up to the UFC and trying to move up really, really fast. For me, I feel like I've done everything right. And, you see Conor McGregor, 2-belt champion. You see Tom the Fire Kid, 2-belt champion. Shorty Torres, 2-belt champion, but not in the UFC. So it's like, do I need the show? Plus, you see the show where guys put so much pressure on themselves where, oh, my God, I'm fighting in front of Dana White. All right, cool. Put all the pressure on myself. I fight in front of him. I win. But now I don't get the call. Well, what do I do now? So for me, it's like I might as well just fight my own promotion and keep on building my resume that way until they believe I'm ready to move up.
So who's on your radar for a UFC fight if you don't want to take a Contender Series fight?
For me, like I said, I don't believe that Contender Series is right for me. Just because of my resume and what I've been able to accomplish at 5-0, I'm trying to call out the big dogs. And given before I knew this, I was actually trying to call out Henry Cejudo. I was getting ready. I was going to do a big spiel about it, talk to Mick Maynard, and do everything possible. The guy's on a 2-fight losing streak against the 2 best in the division, Demetrius Johnson and Joseph Benavidez. He's not getting a title shot anytime soon. He needs at least 2 to 3 fights just to get back at it. And he needs a big win. If he loses this next one, you just never know what's going to happen with Cejudo. Yes, he is a gold medalist at wrestling, and that's another reason why many people don't want to fight him, because wrestling is probably the biggest strength in MMA. For me, I'm a 2-time world champ as a pro, 2-time world champ as an amateur. I've created history twice. I feel like just because of our fighting styles alone and how desperate he might be to get a win, I think it'd be an awesome fight for both of us to take for Madison Square Garden in November. But I know he's actually scheduled in Canada against William Hayes. So, that fight is sadly out, but maybe, hopefully in the future for the fans, because I know it would be a very, very exciting fight. But actually, the guy I'm looking at right now is Jared Brooks. Reason why, a little backstory. Jared Brooks and I were both campaigning to fight Ian McCall as a last-minute replacement. He ended up getting the call before me. Record-wise, he was 12-0. I believe I was 4-0 at the time. Hey, man, so be it. That's awesome. Congratulations. Sadly, that fight got canceled, and he was moved until the Cormier-Jones card, and he ended up fighting Eric Shelton. He ended up winning a controversial split decision, which I thought Eric Shelton won. But hey, man, that's awesome. The judges thought you won. Congratulations. But I'm not really entertained. It was a boring fight to me, at least on his side. Eric Shelton was ready to fight, but George Brooks was circling around, kind of running a little bit, and he did what he needed to do to win. But it's not a fan entertaining fight, and that's something I don't support. So for me, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm butthurt because he already took my UFC debut, and he won a split decision against a friend where I believe he lost. You know what? I want to fight Jared Brooks. So I ended up doing a small little Twitter post. I'm like, hey man, I respect you a little more now for beating Eric Shelton, but that's still very, very little. And out of all the bad talk that people were commenting on his Twitter feed, he ended up responding back to me, and we just ended up going back and forth. And it's on my social media, Shorty Torres 125 on Twitter. It just goes and goes and goes. And I was like, hey man, it seriously feels like I'm arguing with a teenager because when a teenager starts arguing with you, there's nothing for him to say, so he starts swearing at you. He starts talking about little places that don't need to be brought up, and I'm just like, dude, I feel like I'm arguing with a little kid. I was like, man, I kind of feel bad talking smack to you because this is too easy. I'm gonna feel the same exact way when we fight. Sorry, man. I'm just really excited to fight him, and it seems like he honestly doesn't like me. And it's definitely for promotion. I have nothing against the guy besides that he's a boring fighter, but I think he is a good fighter, and I think style-wise, it's a fan entertaining fight.
So you said you weren't too impressed with his performance in the octagon. Do you feel like you bring that exciting style that fans want to see?
Yeah, man. I'm a guy that my first fight I finished in 2 minutes and 9 seconds. I put the guy to sleep in literally a 2-second choke. My next fight, I fight a guy who was 8-8. I was only 1-0 at the time. The guy had 16 pro fights over me, and I demolished him. The only thing I had to do to finish the fight was kill him. He literally did not stop. Actually, after the fight, we went to take a picture. He passed out right before taking the picture because he was so concussed, and I felt horrible. But anyways, that's what happened with that. My third fight, I fought a guy 7-2, Aldeo Velasquez, who was supposed to go to UFC if he would have beat me and claimed the vacant flyweight belt, but I knocked him out in the second round with a minute left. My next fight, I fight a guy who was 18-2, a UFC veteran who's never been knocked out before, and I knock him out in 86 seconds. Then I fight Farkhad, 17-7, a guy who's never been finished. I didn't finish him, but I got dropped in the first round, stuck in the guillotine. Plus, I broke my hand and tore my right MCL in the first round, and I came back even harder for the last 4 rounds and dominated the rest of the fight with my conditioning and just sheer willpower to push forward. I'm a fan entertaining fighter. Even though I had the dominant wrestling skills, I like to stand and bang. I like to be the Mexican fighter that wants to put on a show. Man, that if I lose, I lose, but at least I know people want me back, and it's an exciting fight. That's why Donald Cerrone's so fan friendly and such a fan favorite, because it doesn't matter if he wins or loses, people love his fighting style. Same thing with Robbie Lawler and so many people. That's exactly what I want to do and leave as a legacy behind myself. I think I'm perfect for the UFC, but I know Jared Brooks has a lot more to offer. I feel with my pace and the way I want to fight, he might put a nice little battle out there, and I think it's a fan entertaining fight.
Yeah, I agree. I liked his excitement level whenever he was walking out to the octagon, and I know you always bring a certain energy whenever you come into the cage to fight. So I think that'd be a great matchup for the both of you.
Yeah, I'm always having fun doing Kamehameha waves, turning into the White Power Ranger. I'm doing everything. But still, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next fight. But I'm just having a lot of fun. It's one of those things that I'm not trying to go in there scared. I mean, everyone's a little scared. Everyone's a little nervous. That's it's the fear of getting knocked out or losing. It's part of our career. It happens. But if I can make it fun in any little way and show people that, hey man, go in there, have fun, do your thing. If I can do it, you can do it too. Then it's awesome. I think Jared Brooks does the same thing. I think, like you said, it would be a fun fight for the fans, each other, and just overall, it'd be a fight to remember for the flyweights.
So if you don't get the call from the UFC, what's your options? What are you looking at doing then?
That's something I don't know. Other promotions have been calling me, given I'm 100% with tight. I'm very, very loyal, but, given time will tell and we'll figure out what happens. But right now, the UFC is the only one, that I'm eyeballing right now. That's a promotion where, I train with TJ Dillashaw, Cub Swanson, Dotson, Diego Sanchez. And I can just keep on going. The list goes on and on. And I know what I can do against some of the best guys who've already created their legacy, who've been in the UFC for years. But I still haven't gotten the call. Yes, practice is way different than going in there live, but I actually compete better under pressure in live situations than I do in practice. So I'm just really, really excited to get in there right now. I'm just, because of my injury, if I wasn't injured and not getting the call, then I'd probably be somewhere else trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. But because I'm injured, because I still have a month of rehab, I won't be punching someone in the face until September, which I'm really, really excited for. I'm just relaxing and trying to do my time. I'm starting my own podcast. I'm really picking up on my social media. I'm really trying to do everything possible. I'm actually going to be commentating for Titan FC August 18th. I'm doing a lot of things that are different from the average fighter. I'm trying to be a sports analyst. I'm trying to do everything possible to make me as a standout instead of just the average fighter that doesn't have a brain.
Right. That's awesome. Reaching out to every demographic you can, right?
I'm trying my best, man. You know, it's one of those things that fighting. I learned, and again, this is my first real big injury. Besides little bumps and bruises, my first real big injury. So it's really trying to starting to show me that I'm not immortal, man. You know, I am human. I'm gonna get hurt. I'm gonna have a layoff probably like Dominic Cruz. I'm gonna have bumps and bruises and so on. You know, it's life. You know, so I'm starting to learn that fighting's not gonna last forever. So I might as well try to start to look at different endeavors, and maybe I'm good at something else as well.
Once you do get your fight lined up, are you going to head back to Colorado for camp?
Actually, so my plan is right now I'm going to do my full rehab training camp because I got to do a training camp before the training camp. I'll be doing my full rehab in Columbia, Missouri at Muscle Motion Mastery, which is my rehab therapist, NRT, neuro reset therapy, and pretty much doing as much rehab as possible, a lot of pull work. Also working at Hula House MMA for training, getting ready, getting my conditioning ready. And then from there, I'm go back to Chicago, spar with the Broke team, which is, if people watch PBC and boxing, we have Nathaniel Gamboa, Eddie Ramirez, Joshua Greer, Adrian Granados. You know, we have fantastic fighters. We call each other the Broke team. And instead of TMT, you know, the money team, we're the Broke team. So I'm going to go up there, hopefully pick up my condition with them because, man, those guys, doesn't matter if this is your first day back in or your first day in the ring or you've been in there for months, they're going to kill you like you've been in there for years. So that's something I need to get there, back mentally prepared, and mainly with my hand and movement with my knee. So definitely going to go in there for a couple weeks and then hopefully go to Colorado with Dwayne Bade Ludwig and TJ Dillashaw. I know I think he's building a gym in LA or somewhere around that area, and he's been back and forth for his training camp. So I'm trying to do the same thing and really just following him around because I feel like if it wasn't for him, mainly being a sparring partner and just a mentor, I wouldn't have been so dominant in my last two performances. So because of that, I'm just going to keep on doing it. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So I'm going to just, try to do my thing and see where it goes from there.
Right on, man. So tell me a little bit about the program that you did with sponsoring those kids at your gym. It looked like that went pretty well. How did that all go?
Dude, it went awesome, actually. So for people who don't know, I did do a fundraiser for the kids at my gym, or kids, teenagers, adults. We had about 19 people travel from Chicago to Orlando, Florida, which driving-wise is pretty much a day travel, about 20 hours plus. And these guys, man, they all competed their hearts out. Basically what it was, 20% of all my earnings, all my sales went to the kids at my gym. So we ended up raising $250. Given isn't much, but being able to know that I can sponsor, be able to give back just a little bit helps them a lot. I was able to buy all the tape, buy all the gauze, and for coaches in the background, they're like, dude, that's a lot of money. Tape and gauze is really, really expensive, and that's a lot of people to wrap, probably twice a day for 2 days in a row, So we ended up having 19 people compete. We had 6 guys in the finals. Sadly, only one did win. But overall, man, it's a learning experience, whether they're going to be fighters in the future or just fighting right now, or maybe this is just for the fun of it or whatever. It's a huge confidence booster, and it's a great thing for them to know that they can go in there with another person and just go balls to the wall and really put full force and full effort into it, and pretty much not just in fighting but anything else they do. And again, I'm a person that's says if this shorty can do it, then that shorty can do it. If I can do it, so can you. I had to do fundraisers for myself as amateur just to do that tournament. I lost my first year. I took second place. The second year I ended up dominating because I trained so hard and I had so many people trying to help me out the same way I'm trying to help back. So in a little thing, I know I'm going to do plenty more fundraisers coming in the future, but I'm really happy a lot of people are supporting. I mean, Flex Lewis was able to support. He's 5-time Mr. Olympia. TJ Dillashaw posted did a nice little post. I have a bunch of other professional fighters, professional athletes posting. So it's a huge thing, man. It's awesome to know that I'm able to give back, and it does help, even though if it's just a little bit. It's something, man, and I'm doing more than just standing around and coaching.
Yeah, that's very commendable, man, to give back to the community that you love so much. That's awesome. I love to see that.
I appreciate it, man. It really does mean a lot to me because, again, I'm a shorty that didn't have much, so being able to give the kids that pretty much have the same life as I do with a small little struggle being Latino in Chicago and trying to come up as well, sometimes you need a little help, even though some people are prideful to ask for it. Here, I'm going to give you some help if I can. If it helps, then great. If it doesn't, at least I tried. So again, for people who do want to support, everything's at joseshortytorres.com, and I have a good variety of clothes for people to buy. And again, I rarely make any type of money on this. I end up making more money to make more gear than I do for myself. And now I'm actually giving back to fundraisers, so I'm literally making no money right now. So I'm not doing this for myself. I'm trying to do this so hopefully I'm able to support and help as a fundraiser, and two, have a whole arena when hopefully I fight for the UFC, either Madison Square Garden in Chicago or whatnot. I have a whole arena wearing nothing but Shorty t-shirts.
That's awesome. That would be great.
That'd be awesome. Like, that's all I want. I don't even care if I win that fight. Like, just having that, I already won the attendance.
That's awesome. Yeah, right. So, who's your pick for the Moreno-Pettis fight?
Dude, that's such an exciting fight. You know, I've trained really, really hard with both of them. They're both fantastic fighters. I'm going to give the slight edge to Sergio Pettis just because of his veteran experience, the guys who he's able to train with, who he's been able to fight and beat so far. And he's been in the UFC longer. But Brandon Moreno, man, he's just a typical Mexican fighter that just goes. Doesn't matter if you're better than him in technique-wise or not. He's going to tire you out, and he's going to choke you out. I mean, he was able to do that out of two out of his last three fights, and then he was able to go the distance with Ryan Benoit. I mean, Ryan Benoit is a slugger, and he was able to take some great shots against Ryan. And, you know, Ryan Benoit beat Sergio Pettis, you know, and even though Pettis was winning that fight, Benoit just never gave up, and that was the same thing in the fight against Moreno. I mean, Moreno is just a warrior, so literally anything can happen. He's been an underdog in his past three fights, and he's still come out to finish the guy. So I'm nervous for both fighters because I love both guys very much. They're awesome guys, but they're both exciting flyweights. This is actually a fun fact: the first ever main event for flyweights that's not Demetrius Johnson. So it's a huge, you know, marking point or checkpoint for the flyweight division. You know, we're trying to bring up a new wave of young fighters, and I believe they are going to be the new wave, and I'm hoping soon enough I'm part of it as well.
Well, you took my question right away from you. I was just going to ask you about that. That's awesome. Hey, man, I appreciate everything. We've covered it all. You given me everything, all the scoops, everything you're going to do, everything you've been doing, who you might fight next. I'm excited about it.
Well, I appreciate it. I got two things. One, I'm actually starting my own podcast very soon called Lou and Shorty, Emotionally Unstable, with, you know, big spoon bent over and, you know, little spoon with the, you know, soup spoon, big head, that, you know, me standing straight up smiling. So it's gonna be awesome. So I'm excited to start doing podcasts and joining you guys and knowing the struggle of trying to promote it and do all that stuff. And two, I want to say, is that Receptra right there? Because Receptra's really been helping me out a lot. All the CBD, all this stuff. You know, I wasn't really a big fan of trying new things. But man, they gave me some stuff, and I don't promote things I don't like, and I just been promoting the hell out of it because it's been a huge part of the CBD rubbing oil on my knee to help, you know, just promote heat and blood circulation, to help my muscles and my ligament overall heal a little faster. Even if it's just a little bit, it's been helping out a lot. And it's just been taking my aches and pains, plus the CBD. I don't know if you have the drops as well, but man, that's been helping out a lot, and it just gives you a lot of energy for the day. So I like to thank Reception myself as well. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm a big user of it as well. I love it, all the stuff they got, especially the balm. Mm-hmm. I've been using it after I roll or something. It's awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully we get a chance to roll one day, and then after, you know, you rub my back, I rub yours. I got you.
All right, brother. Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the time.
All right, man. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all your time, as always, sir. Take care.